Who wants to start with the topic?
That's
Sounds
what
like
we're
you're
just
the
going
one
to
that had
jump in
them,
with a topic.
had them written down.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah. Take it off. Take it off, big boy.
Broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, I'm broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, I'm broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, I'm broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, broke as shit, I'm broke as shit.
Okay, so for the start of the podcast, what I want to do is I want to ask you guys popular interview questions.
Do I press record first?
No,
Okay.
no, I'll record it all on my end. I want to ask you guys popular interview questions, right?
Okay.
And
I
I
didn't
want
know
you
the
guys are
format.
interviewing for the same position.
Oh God.
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys are really
This is
excited
good.
about the job,
All right.
but this is the final interview. I decided to interview both candidates at once. So like
That would be the most hostile environment.
I think I think as a good start to the podcast, the first question it wants me to ask is to tell me about yourself. I'll give you an example to tell you about myself. My name is Joe, and
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, thanks guys. You don't get any
I've
points
been
for
a recovering
participation.
alcoholic for 14 years.
We'll get to that
Wow.
later.
That's a long time to recover.
I stream video games, and that's pretty much all I do. I'm a software developer, and yeah. And then I will pass this question on to Elijah. Just tell me about himself.
Mhm.
Hi, my name's Elijah.
Hi, Elijah.
I am currently in school for cinematography, and I'm currently unemployed. So
You getting those checks like I am?
I am, dude. They're nice.
I got
They're
my first
juicy.
one today. Hit my account. I was like,
They're juicy.
ooh.
I don't understand how they make, like, what's the math? What's the algorithm for how much each person gets? Because I've never made that much money in my life, and I'm getting
So
paid more on unemployment than any other job I've ever had.
with the current pandemic, you're getting an extra 600 per week,
Yeah,
just default, because they want you to reinvest that into the economy, or be able
which
to
makes
buy, like,
sense.
well, yeah, it's by paying your bills, things like that.
You know what's weird? I had this thought the other day. I don't want to derail too far, but I had this thought the other day, and I was like, it's not that like the economy, obviously the economy's fucked, but it's not like consumption is gone. It's just consumption of different shit, you know?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
some dumbbells the other day, fucking nowhere. The whole state of Missouri doesn't have fucking dumbbells
Mm-hmm.
because you got all these people sitting at home buying shit. I bought a Nintendo Switch a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Fucking
say.
nowhere. Fucking nowhere. I had to drive 30 minutes to go find one
Yep.
GameStop in the middle of nowhere that had a
Yeah.
Switch.
Amazon was sold out entirely of new Switches for like a month, and I was
Like,
like, at
yeah,
the
they
one
were
everywhere
sold
time,
out
sold
on
out.
Nintendo's website.
yeah, I mean, it's like at the one time, everybody
Best Buy doesn't have them either.
Yeah.
everybody is inside. Everybody wants to play Animal Crossing.
To feel like they're outside.
I just imagine that it's Tristan, and he's like, he saw a really good business opportunity, so he bought out all the dumbbells and all the Switches, and he's just like sitting at home, curling with one arm and playing Animal Crossing with the other. And he's like,
Hey,
they're gonna sell, Mom. I swear, this was a
They're
good.
gonna just
Hey,
sit
Animal-
on them for 6 months. That's all I ask.
Animal Crossing fucks. Okay.
It does fuck.
I'll agree with
Fucks
that.
hard.
I'll agree with that. Animal Crossing is actually like so good.
It's pretty great.
You think I can
I-
pick up a dumbbell? You think I can?
Tristan, there's different size dumbbells. They're not all just one.
I know.
That's the fucked up part is they're all sold out.
But that's how it is to Tristan. Every dumbbell is one weight, heavy.
You think I can pick that up?
That's what they put
Oh,
on that
man.
labeling. It's in different levels. This is heavy, and you think I can pick that up?
I'm like, I get a gym membership and I'm like training with my fitness trainer, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna need you to do 10 curls. And I'm just like, you think I can lift that?
You
Oh,
real-
what am I? Who do you think I am? Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
What, I look like Hercules?
He's like, let's do some squats, and you're like, whoa, I know where this is going. Hang on. That'd be so good.
Oh.
Now I would pay to watch Tristan go to different gyms and do their, like, you know how every
Oh, I
gym
would love
has
to do
like
that.
come in for a like consultation today, and we'll have like a free training session. Like first training
I will-
session's on us.
was gonna say I will pay for a membership just if you guys could record me doing that.
His show. Oh, that'd actually be
Yeah,
so good. And just walk out at the goal is to try and get them to like walk out on you before you walk out on them.
yeah,
Oh, that
right.
actually that's quality television. That's like
That would be $1 million idea right there.
well, it's not as $1 million idea as Tristan buying out all the switches and dumbbells.
Can you just imagine the factories that they make those in? And they're like, we have to make how many?
They're just lazy. They're all
they're just sweatshops over in China,
Some
and they're
guy-
like, we need 10 million more switches. And they're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Why?
some guy that
Why
lives in
are they so-
Missouri is demanding them.
Well, I think I read an article about that like iPhones and it was iPhones and Nintendo products, and then I think PlayStations, like
I
all
wouldn't
of
doubt it,
those like for production were like incredibly low because those like all had facilities that were dramatically impacted by
Oh.
COVID-19 really early, and
And
they
the
were like,
demand of it skyrockets.
yeah, and I was like, so wait, we just pretty much bought all their stuff so that when they come back to work, they've been sick, they're like, all right, it'll be an easy day. They're like, guess what, fuckers?
Guess what? Mandatory
So many-
overtime for the rest of your life.
I think that's how it is in
people are
China
playing
anyway.
Call of Duty
Basically.
right now that it's like breaking people's game consoles.
Oh yeah.
'Cause it can't handle how many people are playing Call of Duty right now.
Oh, if I had a list of how many games.
Oh my
like,
god. Activision is probably just jacking off right now to their sales.
Oh, 100%.
Well, their servers never work, so
I mean,
probably not.
yeah, it's probably because they've never had this many players. They've never had so many people playing at one time.
I think that's Madden. Madden was shocked at the amount of people trying to play online. They're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Like, we've never had to care about our servers before.
Right.
Fuck.
There's 10 people that play Madden servers because everybody plays FIFA, and then all of a sudden everybody's doing. They're like, whoa.
There's like
The guys
one
at EA.
overweight guy with glasses and a bald spot, and he's like working on the servers, and he's been doing the same thing for 10 years. He's never had to work hard.
He just had a heart attack the second he
all
saw.
of a sudden, sparks start flying and shit starts flashing red. He's like, Jesus fuck!
The guys at EA are just like, Madden needs help. Madden's down.
Are you fucking
Madden
kidding
hasn't
me?
been down in years.
Next thing you're gonna tell me that Tiger Woods PGA Tour servers need to be need to be fixed. I like those
Did you
too,
see
and they're
they-
like, what? It's
Did you
just
see
Tiger.
they're making Skate 4.
Oh, they better be.
Oh,
Have you
dude.
played Skate 3?
Hell yes.
I have not. No.
Oh my god. Okay, seriously, and I'm not kidding. If you are bored in quarantine, it is one of the games that I have picked up. It
It's
like
a great
okay,
game.
when I was younger, I would play it because you could do these things. Oh, what were they called?
Skate tricks.
No. Yeah, those. An ollie. No, it was. There's like they're very
Kickflip.
detailed on your wipeouts and things like that.
Oh
on-
yeah, like a ragdoll.
Yeah,
The ragdoll effects. Yeah.
exactly.
Those
And
were-
so
they were hilarious.
right, and so Skate 4, people have been asking for Skate 4 for forever, but we've just gotten like many more Maddens and many more FIFAs. So I'm
Yeah.
stoked for Skate
Well,
4.
they're gonna make those every year.
Yeah. I feel
they
like
had
The
every year.
same game every year.
Yeah, more
Any
football.
game company out there that's developing a new game, I feel like they're just busting their ass over time because if they can get their game out during this quarantine,
Right.
they're set. You know.
That's why I was blown away when Netflix ceased production pretty quickly. Was I was like, at that point, I would pay whoever needed to be paid billions of dollars to make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
every single
Right.
actor could get
Oh, yeah.
tested every day, and
Yeah,
I would
and I mean, you just-
streamline production.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah. Netflix, there's so many like just out of nowhere documentaries and TV shows that have never gotten any kind of love for like 9 years. They've been out for so
yeah.
long, and people are just picking it up and binging all of everything on Netflix.
Netflix is like, sure, we'll take it.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
think Tiger King would have done as well if it wasn't in a quarantine. Like, it was a very, very good
Yeah.
documentary, but I think
That's very
watching
true.
like
I-
three
It
people's
could have.
lives
It's
just
got a lot of meme value. You know.
Well, it did, but like there was a certain pleasure that I got out of it that I don't typically get from documentaries, and watching three people just like self implode. Like
yeah.
And you are the only
Watching.
person in the United States who hasn't seen it, by the way, Elijah. Like,
it's definitely.
I haven't seen it. Make that 2 people.
oh my
Oh,
God,
God.
how am I right now
I'm
recording with 2 people? The only 2 people in the United States
the
who
only
haven't.
2 people.
Have either of you ever been to?
I was watching baboons cheat on each other. Videos of baboons cheating on each other instead.
What? Wait, whoa. I was gonna go on a tangent about Tiger King, but now I want to hear about
But
this.
now I kind of want to
Because
know more
one,
about this.
Tristan, this is nearing bestiality. But
I
what?
just want you to know. I want you to know,
No.
Joe, behind the scenes.
came
Okay,
across-
Tristan texts me at like 2 in the morning sometimes about weird animal facts,
Oh yeah.
and most of the time, about 90% of the time, I'm awake, and it just sends me on this like deep dark rabbit hole for like an hour and a half of just clicking on these links that he sends me, and then clicking on my own links that I find, and then after a while, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I gotta go to bed. It'll be like 5 in the morning, and I'm watching like stag beetles flip each other off of trees and shit.
So the cane baboon took a nap, and the
Okay.
cane baboon wasn't satisfying the queen baboon.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
So-
I feel you, King.
The cane's brother was flirting with her. Bye.
Someone's interrupting recording. My God.
Someone just interrupted recording. Yep.
Oh God. Stop being
Anyway.
so popular.
Yeah, seriously,
sorry.
Tristan, come on.
People love me. It's hard being this likable.
Yeah, I bet. I wouldn't know.
So
Go ahead, King
so-
Baboon.
So the brother baboon, the brother of the cane, has been sneaking around with his wife
Oh,
for a while.
it's always the ones you love the most, right?
And it's it's funny because they're sneaking around like humans do, like they're tiptoeing like in the woods, like behind bushes, and like going behind like bushes and fucking each other behind there. It's so funny. And then
Tristan, this isn't funny to me. Like, this is just wild. That, like,
it's fucking hilarious.
I feel like we need a video.
no, I
of
don't.
want-
I don't. I know. No, we're not. We're
you
not.
need a video.
No. We are not about. We're not gonna watch a recording of animals having sex.
Ugh,
It's not
later.
happening.
They don't
Later.
show it. It's like
Well, why
National
not?
Geographic, so they don't show
You
it.
didn't mention that
Why
in the
not?
beginning, by the way. Like, so like from my perspective, you're just like,
Yeah, I thought they were
we're
gonna show
watching
some
baboons
baboons
fuck,
fucking behind a
so-
tree or something.
So they go behind the tree and fuck, and
Okay.
another baboon from their family sees them and starts
Oh, and he
screaming.
snitches.
Like,
Oh,
have you heard
yeah.
a baboon? Have you heard a baboon scream?
No.
Yeah.
It sounds like a distressed human, like
Yeah.
screaming, letting everyone know that they're having sex.
Yeah.
Oh, what
And
a
then the
two
rat, what a
baboon-
snitch.
As humans do as
And then-
well. Every
yeah,
time I
right.
see,
And then-
I walk in on somebody at a party, I just.
I would
And
probably
you scream.
Oh, absolutely.
So then the two baboons have to fight for the love of the queen.
Wow.
I
She
like
must she must have something that she must have something to value there.
She's.
I just
she's-
find it so funny watching them sneak around like they're human beings.
What?
Like they're like looking around to see if anyone can see
The
them.
funniest thing about
And
that
they're
to
like-
me is like if the two baboons would fight, you know they would fight to the death. Like they're willing
yeah.
to die
Oh yeah.
because like of this weird animal
Oh, yeah.
kingdom
Have
honor.
you seen a male
Anybody who-
seahorse give birth?
What?
Have you
What?
seen a male seahorse give birth?
I have
Uh,
actually. I saw a video
no.
of that. They like
It
shoot them
shoots
out
like,
like a
yeah,
Oh,
it shoots
yeah,
2,000
yeah.
babies out. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a no
Like
for
a
me,
ma-
dog. That's
it's like a machine gun.
I'm
Imagine if-
thrilled to not be a.
Imagine if men
seahorse.
were the ones that gave birth in society. Like,
That
imagine
would
if
be-
us men were the ones that carried children and
That would be
just.
horrible.
But that was the
Ugh,
only thing
don't
different.
even know.
But that was the only thing different about men and women.
I
is
like
that
no.
we
Here's the
gave
deal.
birth.
I don't care about my body pretty much whatsoever. So I've been eating absolutely horrible during quarantine. And like, it's
That'll show
funny
'em.
because my family will be like, "Well, you're gonna like feel sick, blah blah blah," and I'm doing it partly for that reason, partly because
feel
it will.
sick?
Yeah, because I'm like, let me feel something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have nothing going on for the rest of the day. I can put up with the runs later for like 2 hours. At least it was something. At least I have
At least-
something to talk
At
about.
least there's some sort of event happening in my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
I'm
it was
just
funny.
feeling something.
It was funny. Rachel, I'm gonna flex on Tristan real quick. My girlfriend. She told me it was when we were having the storms the other night. She was like, I just need a tornado watch so bad because I need some adrenaline. Just give
I'm gonna
me
go
something.
outside. I'm gonna go outside, look straight at the sky, and let the hail hit me in the face
Yeah.
just to feel something.
She said, she was like, this tiny hail is the best thing that I've had in the last week for
Imagine
adrenaline,
getting
and I
your
need
car
more.
dinged up by some hail, and you're like, "Fuck yes!
We
Shatter
were
my
like
windows,
that.
please.
We
I
were
gotta
like
get that
that.
shit fixed now."
A
Yes.
couple of weeks ago, when it was like quarter size hail, she was like that meme of that dude. He's like, haha. He's like, y'all gonna maybe act up. Like that was her. She was like ready. She like wants bad things to happen, like weather-wise, so that her adrenaline gets running. So it's something, because it's so
That's
boring.
Dude, that's what's gonna happen this summer in the whole country, and I'm scared because people are gonna be so fucking bored by the time that they can actually go outside nationwide. There's just gonna be so much violence and like shootings and shit just because people are not gonna know how to act out in public anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll be excited. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not excited. I'm a little worried, but I'm still ready to watch it, you know?
what's funny to me is that school shootings have gone down, but homeschool shootings have gone up, if you think about it that way.
Homeschool shootings, like
As in everybody's
suicide.
being home. No, as in like
Because
everybody's
everyone's
being
being
homeschooled.
homeschooled,
See,
Elijah.
it was a bad joke, and
I mean, I got the joke. I'm just
now it's live, and I'm
I got
really
the
upset,
joke,
and I'm
but
so
I'm
You
trying
sad.
to.
should just
When you said that,
just do
I'm
yourself a
thinking,
favor
who
and
are they
cut it.
shooting? Like I keep, my
Uh,
instant thought was who's getting shot in a homeschool?
Just
Like
like
you're shooting his mom?
a kid is getting mad at his parents and he's like storming into their bedroom and shooting him up.
yeah, like why not? I mean, their principal and teacher right there, right?
Yeah,
I
they're
was
getting rid of
homeschooled
the
my
principal
entire
and
life, so
teacher.
this is a side that you guys, everybody gets to see a little part of me now.
Hey, I
You
was
know?
also homeschooled.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were.
I was not homeschooled, so I'm the weird one because I went
Yeah,
to
weirdo.
public school.
Isn't it weird how the tables have turned now? Isn't it funny?
Yeah,
Not
look
so
who's in
big
power
anymore,
now.
huh?
Not really.
No, but back on
Homeschooling's
the
a weird construct. It's
it's the
like
best construct though, in my opinion.
I don't know anymore. I mean, okay, so I'd like to think that I'm normal in most
Yeah.
ways, but a lot of the
Yeah.
homeschool people I know are just like
Weird.
insurmountably awkward.
Oh, 100%.
Just incredibly
been-
incapable of like holding any sort of conversation or any sort of like social
Yeah.
interaction is just impossible. And
And
I
I
don't
Well, I
know
mean, of course,
I don't know
Yeah.
what
it's supposed to be that
causes
way.
that though. Like I can talk to people. Why can't everyone else? And I was like, because growing up, my mom would try to put me in like
Not everyone's
homeschool
as smooth
clubs
and
and
suave as you are.
I guess you're right. I guess I have to live with that.
To
That's just
me,
my cross to bear.
with everything, I think that it's just like the loudest majority pretty
Yeah,
much
that
dictates
could
what
be.
everybody thinks of a group. And so
Yeah.
since it's way more, like you'll notice homeschoolers way more when they're antisocial and awkward and
Yeah.
bizarre, like those are the people that get labeled like, oh, that's the general people. When in reality, I've probably met more homeschoolers that are normal than I have homeschoolers that are awkward. However,
Hmm.
I can tell you who the awkward homeschoolers were, and I can give you examples, but I couldn't list as many normal ones. I know that I've met more, but they just didn't leave an impact in my
Yeah.
brain because they weren't like chewing on a candy wrapper and being like,
And I mean,
mom wants more or something like crazy. Like I can tell you
Unless you-
crazy stories of like awkward,
Watching
bizarre.
videos of baboons cheating on each
Yeah,
other.
like weird people like that.
I mean, I guess if you think about it, like unless you're asking everyone you meet where they went to school, you're probably coming in contact with more, normal people that could have had homeschooling or could have been homeschooled on the other side, of meeting these awkward kids that are just very evidently extradited from
right.
society. They're just
Right.
not.
It's not there.
Because I don't know. It was just like very, especially I guess during the time that I was homeschooled too, was a big thing because it wasn't as normal. I mean, now you can do everything online.
What's that
I mean, you
like?
could back then too, but it's
What's
just
a
a lot
homeschool
easier.
experience like?
Can I
I
take
did
this
You just
one?
everything
wake up and start
online.
doing work?
Oh, can I
You just
take
gotta
this,
do it
Elijah?
whenever you
Like,
want.
please, can I like
Oh,
answer
go,
this?
go
Because
for it. Go
I have
for it. But
this was something for me. This was huge for me because all my friends that like went to public and private schools all ask me this question when they first met me because they thought I would be bizarre. And then we'd play Call of Duty, and they'd be like, "You're normal. Like, what's going on?"
They'd be like, "Wow, this kid's really good."
Right. Well, and I would tell
I
them
don't
like,
leave my house.
this is what you would do, Tristan. So you would have your curriculum like laid out for you. Like this is what you have to get done by the end of the year. So you pretty
Okay.
much know from day one your end point. You have all
Okay.
this work to do. You can do it on your time. Now they give you like all of it evenly spread out throughout your days of the week to where you could get it done in smaller portions. But if you're like
right.
me, the sooner I get that done, the sooner I hit break. So what I would do is I would literally get up in the morning, I would divide the workout myself, and then just attack as much as I could until a certain time. So for instance, if I had I knew I needed to get done the minimum amount of school that day because they laid that out for me. So I'd finish the minimum stuff. And if I had, if it was noon by the time I finished, I'd say, okay, I'll do 1 hour of extra work today, and then I'll
Okay.
be done at 1. Still 2 hours before my friends even get off the bus. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I would get
Right.
that done, and then I would play video games, watch YouTube, eat pizza rolls. Like it was just the best. I would do that
You're
until they
living
got home, and then I would go hang out with friends. So it was like I
you're living
got
like a weekend all the time.
That sounds
right.
awesome.
Oh, it was the best. But the
Here's the
issue
thing
was,
though.
go on.
Here, my bad. There's the thing though is like every state has their own kind of requirement for homeschooling. At one point in my life, like early on, me and my mom had discussed moving to Texas at one point, and so we had to do a lot of research about what would be required of being homeschooled in Texas. In Texas, I'm going to say this: they're fucking strict about their
Really?
homeschooling. You have to do a lot more. Missouri is laid back as fuck compared
Oh,
to a good majority of other states. Like Missouri, I guess
That's
it's a
such a
southern.
Missouri thing
Yeah, I was gonna say.
to
I
just
mean,
be
I guess
more
it's
laid
like a
back.
southern kind of state thing, and I don't
but
know what the
Texas
difference
is
is with Texas, but
is Texas, like the most southern.
yeah, I don't
People
know.
love
But it's
Texas.
like
People from Texas love Texas.
people from Texas don't love anything more than Texas.
Oh,
My mom's from Texas. I had to hear about that shit
oh
growing up. I was
boy.
like, Mom, you haven't lived in Texas for 35 years.
Was it just like
Don't give
more
me that shit.
testing and stuff? Like, was it just like it
It's
took
it's
more?
like you have to submit your like grade point averages and stuff
Mhm.
to I guess it's like some sort of board of education or something like that. You have to be able to prove more. So like in Missouri, you can just do your work and
Right.
then send the work off and be like, yeah, he did it. Whereas Texas, they're like, okay, well, we need to know that he was the one that did it, or show
Hmm.
us proof that he can do this level. Like you would have to take standardized testing and stuff just to prove that you're not stupid.
See, but I'm crazy.
And
I love
Missouri, you
that
don't
shit.
have to.
I love
I was an
standardized
awful
testing.
tester. I still am. I'm awful at testing. If they would have tested me in my homeschool years, oh my god.
See, I loved when I could test against people because I would say that's the one thing about being homeschooled is I was competitive, and there's not a huge avenue for uh, fostering a competitive spirit
Yeah,
in a homeschool unless you join a bunch of extracurriculars, and
yeah.
that would cut
That's
into
why
the
I did
time that I spent
basketball.
like hanging out with my friends in the neighborhood and stuff. So like I really didn't get into sports and things like that, which I know is shocking for viewers. I'm ripped.
And
I'm
that's
just
how he started his Twitch channel.
I'm
Joe's the
athletically just insane. Like it's just
Joe's the most
shocking.
athletic man I've seen.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tom Brady had a kid, if it was possible genetically, with like Brett Favre and Usain Bolt.
The
Like just
way he
all
would
three.
the way he
Just
would rip lids off of shoes, off shoe boxes at the Nike factory store.
It was
Oh boy.
crazy. Oh yeah, like
see every muscle in that arm. Ugh.
I didn't apply at Nike. Nike had been sending me emails for years saying that they
He had to
really,
actually turn down a sponsorship
yeah,
just
They
to
were
take
asking
another
for you.
retail job. Yeah.
exactly. And that's Adidas wanted to sponsor me as a Nike athlete, which was weird.
They
So
said, "We
That
need
is
you to
weird.
represent this small little
right,
factory store in Missouri."
right. And I had to miss the Super Bowl. I had to miss the Super Bowl because I was working.
Yeah, you
Oh,
were
I
also
love
the
you have your
halftime.
own state.
You were also the halftime performer at that year's Super Bowl.
I
Oh,
was
oh
going to
yeah.
be. I was going to be,
Yeah,
and then I gave it away to. It was this year, and I gave it away to Shakira and J Lo.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
very
Boy,
considerate of
well,
you,
they
very
just
kind.
needed
you would
it.
have
You know what I'm saying? They
you
just
Yeah,
needed
you
J Lo
the.
will.
It gave them a break. It gave them their
They could
big
use it
break.
more than you, you know.
Exactly. And I don't need it
J-Lo
money
needs a
wise. I don't
right.
need it.
J-Lo needed the check more than you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. And A-Rod, he's just kind of been hurting lately. So,
He's
him and
been
I have
retired
some.
for
We
like
go way
5
back.
years.
Well, yeah, we go way back. Me and A-Rod. In fact, I gave him the nickname A-Rod. Wild Mike
MLB doesn't
Bali.
offer a good pension plan.
No. But basically, one of the other things I wanted to say regarding homeschooling was, you could take classes with people. So like, I think that if you did the balance of homeschooling and going to like classes once or twice a week, you
Yeah.
got enough of a social fill. And furthermore, I feel like the quarantine for someone like me has been much easier, perhaps for
Yeah, because you know how to deal with it.
Right.
Like you know what to do, like how to still be productive on
Right.
your own.
Exactly. And so like, that being said, have I thrown away all productive spirit? Absolutely. I go to bed
Oh
at
yeah,
6 a.m. and
definitely.
I get up at 3, 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy because I don't know. I think I might. So Tristan, you're living with your family, but
Right.
I know Elijah's living on his own. My siblings are working from home,
Ooh.
and so they're up at the time that I go to bed, and they're like,
Oh.
"All right, ready to start the day. Let's make a cup of Joe," and like,
That's really funny.
and then like when I get up, they're finishing work, and it's just nothing makes you feel like more of a piece of shit than your
Yeah,
siblings finishing a
I've
day of
had
work.
to. I started sleeping in until about noon or 1 o'clock for a while, and I ended up I had to like set alarms for myself for like 9 a.m. Even if I'm not doing anything, I just
Ugh,
couldn't. I
that
just
sounds
can't.
awful.
But
I
why
just
do you
need
need
to
to
get
do
up
that?
early because I can't. When I wake up that late, I just feel shitty the rest of the day.
Well,
Like I
yeah.
don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I don't have the energy to do
You
anything.
do it just to feel something.
Exactly.
I do it for the
Just to feel
struggle.
something in the quarantine.
For me, it's just I spent so many years being the athletic god that I am that I think I deserve
You taking a break. Just take a break.
exactly.
Yeah,
Just
this
a
is a
mental recharge.
well-deserved. Yeah.
I think I
You did a lot.
personally.
You did a lot to your body. You gotta rust it.
Did you know
Yeah.
Madden was originally going to be named after me? It was originally going to be
Madden.
Hill.
What was it gonna be?
it was
What was
gonna
it gonna
be
be
Hill.
named?
It was gonna be Hill 20.
Yeah.
Hill 20.
Yeah, and I said no, give it to this smaller guy John, and they said
give it to my boy John. He could use a Kickstarter.
and yeah, and the way that you phrased it exactly, where you said like Hill, you kind of said it in like a tone of disbelief. I don't think you meant it that way, but like they were like
No, I didn't
Madden.
Like that
that
was
way.
We're gonna name
actually-
it Madden, so in 2020 it's gonna be Madden 20. Really? And I was like, you know what? Give him a shot. I think this might stick. So now I just get Madden checks flowing in, so I get a whole $10 every month from just
How
somebody
much-
new buying Madden.
How much money does John Madden make off of Madden?
Oh,
Probably so much.
A
I mean, it's
shitload.
literally his name.
Does he have anything to do with the production, or is his name just on it?
No, I
his
think that he
name's just
did,
on
right?
it.
No, because
Well,
originally
he used to be in the game. He used to be in
Yeah,
the game
he was the
when he was an
announcer.
announcer. Then he retired, so they took
So
him
now
out of
he
the game.
just, but his name's still on it, so he's got to still
Yeah.
be getting royalties.
Yeah, oh,
I'm sure he still does.
I think he started Madden. I think that was his like
Okay.
having that game. I think that he was a huge. If I'm correct, he was
No, you're
huge as far
wrong.
as investment in the production, and then he also was the only announcer in the game.
Okay,
And
that
the
would make
best
a lot
part
more
of
sense.
those
Okay,
games-
I thought you were gonna say he got famous off the video game.
No.
Off of,
He was-
and then
he
people
was a
started
very-
realizing who he was.
He's a legendary football coach and announcer.
Right,
He didn't
right,
just
But he
Yeah.
didn't reach fame until Madden came out.
yeah until the game came out. They're like, who's this John Madden guy?
I like his voice. He could be an announcer in
I
real
like
life.
the way he draws on my television screen.
I will say two things. One of the best parts of the Madden game was getting more of John Madden, because John Madden would just say things that were super obvious. There was a comedian that had a bit about John Madden, and he would be like announcing, and he'd be like, well, that guy's got mud on his jersey, and he would just say like really obvious things. So if you play the games,
That's how.
he'll say the stupidest shit, and it's the best. But then secondly, to give you an example of like right now, I'm not a huge fan of Tony Romo's sportscasting, and I know a lot
Really?
of people are, but Tony Romo has on many occasions called the exactly incorrect play and been like, if I was them, they're going to do this. I'm 100% on it. They're going to do this, and they'll do the exact opposite. He'll be like, right now what I would go for is I would go for a quick pass to the left-hand side. Their defense has been a little lacking, kind of in that area with 32. That's what I would do. I think they absolutely see that. They're going to abuse that. They're known for it, and then they'll run it. And he's just like, you're like, what's happening?
Right.
Or like they're gonna obviously punt, and he'd be like, no, I think this is a fake. And you're like, why would they fake it here? And he'd be like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a fake. You guys didn't play football. And then they'll punt it, and he'll be like, wouldn't have made that call. And I'm like, you're right. You're sitting in a booth somewhere announcing a game.
It's like fourth and 20, and he's like, I wouldn't punt here.
I
What do
wouldn't
they
punt here. Like, it's just, he says that stuff. So if I could get a game called Romo 20, and it was just Madden copy pasted, but he did the announcing, and it was purposely
Oh,
like an
that'd be
algorithm that whenever you did, he would announce the opposite. I would
that'd be
buy
fantastic.
every edition of that game. I would.
They need to release like announcer voice packages for Madden.
Oh,
That would be
100%.
Yeah,
that would be such a
do.
cash grab.
If I could get Tristan to voice over football, no, Tristan's
Oh.
dad, Tristan's New York father,
yeah.
to just give us an example, Tristan, of your
We just
dad
need
shouting
to
at the game.
we just need to record him playing Madden and getting pissed off at
I'm
it.
kidding.
That's what we
Just
need.
record him next time he's watching a football game. Just record him in the background.
Tristan, has
Yeah,
your dad
and
ever
just
said anything that you can remember that was just it perfectly describes him, or it was very New Yorker, just at sports? I know that you're always telling me, like, during football season, like, you'll send me snaps of like your dad just like screaming at the TV. But like, is there
Do you have any-
anything that he
It's
said
pretty
that was just
accurate.
wild?
Does he have any catchphrases?
Yeah,
Do you have any catchphrases?
yeah.
Yeah, like certain
He
things that he'll
calls
say every time he watches a
he
football
calls
game.
he calls himself RMFD, Rick
RMF.
motherfucking DeAngelis,
Oh,
and
oh
he has
hell
a
yeah,
mug. He has it on a
hell
mug.
yeah. Sounds like a
RMFD,
badass.
and he drinks a cup of coffee out of that mug every day.
What's an example of
God.
your dad referring to himself in the third person, though? Because I don't think that you get, like, the normal person. I don't get the opportunity to be like, Joe thinks
Huh.
this every day, you know?
Who am I? I'm Rick motherfucking D.
Pulls out my mug.
That's how.
Glad
that's
you
what he does.
asked.
He'll be like,
You know who I am?
so he's a manager at Home Depot. So when I would tell
Oh,
him
man.
stories about management at Nike, he'd be like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll come in there and whip him up to shape."
Oh man.
He's like, do they know who I am? I'm RMFD. That's what he does.
Wait, does he say
I
that?
Yes.
I just picture every situation with an angry customer at Home Depot, and they're like, "Go get
He's
Rick.
like, do you know
Rick-
who you're talking
Rick's
to?
the only one that can handle it."
I just imagine this extremely New York voice shouting from the back of Home Depot when Karen's like,
You know
"Let
who
me
the fuck
speak to
I
your
am?"
manager," and he's like, "All right, grab the mug."
And or
Get the
Karen's
mug.
like, oh my God, that's RMFD. We got to get out of here.
Yes, they just
You made me
all
cry
know.
last week. You made me cry last week. We need to leave.
The
I'm
only
shouting at
Home
Lowe's.
Depot, the
I'm going
only
to
Home
Lowe's.
Depot where they're like, it's a network
He was
of.
on the cover.
so-
He was on the cover of Home Depot magazine. We got to get out of here.
I was just imagining a Facebook group that's just like, "Where is ArmFD?" and it's for Karens to know where not to go. Like,
It's great though. I love it.
oh, that's so
That's-
amazing.
I love it.
I aspire to be at that level of just self-confidence. When
It's
I'm
great. It's great. He's
Just
my
not
hero.
care.
He's my
Just-
hero.
Yes, he should be.
It's kind of cool though. Like,
That is cool.
I was gonna say, because I mean, at least for me, I didn't have like the best relationship with my dad early on, and only
Yeah.
recently have like had a much better relationship. Nothing like my dad was like mean or bad or anything. We're very much alike, and so we butt heads a lot. But I've never
Oh.
heard you speak ill of your father, and every time it's like you'll never believe what he did, and it'll just be
That's-
some really, really like it's like my
You're not gonna
neighbor
believe
was
this.
was mowing his lawn, but my dad was still asleep. So my dad went outside and shouted at him for like 30 minutes, and that
My
story,
dad threw his mug at him.
yeah, it's stuff like that where that story like
He's got
has,
a whole cupboard of the same mug, and he just because he breaks them so often, they just got to keep a spare at all times.
it's just more I love hearing you talk about your father and like
That's-
really.
You know what
Prideful
else
way.
I aspire to be when I'm older?
Have
I
you
aspire
met my
to be-
father?
I've
He's
met-
came into Nike. He went into the store before.
I don't
No,
think
but
I
I
have
met your
met-
sister.
Yes, he-
I met.
What-
You're breathing a little heavy over there, Joe.
I was just thinking about his sister.
You need some water.
Didn't like the way you said sister.
The first time that Tristan ever told me that he had a twin sister, I just immediately pictured a female Tristan,
Just balding.
and I couldn't I
That's what
couldn't
everyone does.
I
Okay,
couldn't
I'm
help
not
but shudder.
balding, first of all.
I mean, I mean, like you're not balding, but your hairline is definitely a little scared of Mr. RMFD.
It is.
Yeah, I
The
don't
hairline,
know.
the hairline cowers back
Your
when you see
hairline
when
was
Rick
was
DeAngelis
was
walks in the
self
room.
quarantining a little early, Tristan.
He knew my hairline was telling me the whole time.
Yeah, it was a
I was like, "Nah,
watch
it's
out, a
just a
pandemic's
hoax."
coming.
Yeah, I was like, "Nah, it's just a hoax."
it's it's not real.
I believe everything President Trump says.
Well, that's what our local government I think is doing now. I think that we're
Yeah, everything's open.
Yeah, what is
uh-huh.
this?
I went and got a haircut the other day, dude. I mean,
What?
yeah, I went and got a. I wasn't going to because I still am a firm believer in social distancing.
Yep.
But goddamn, I need a haircut.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
it was getting scary. So
I
I was
love
like,
the
you know,
people that are getting social distancing confused with still going out and hanging out, but they're just standing 6 feet apart.
Oh yeah. And
They're
that's
like,
all
well,
fine
let's
and
have a
well.
social
That's all
let's
fine.
have a social distancing party.
well, those people are basically the Missouri government
Yeah.
because that's basically what they're enforcing right now. I mean, when I went to the barbershop, they had every other station open. So like half of the guys just didn't, whether it's from their choice or not, I don't know, but I just half of the barbers weren't there, and they
Right.
kind of spaced themselves out. And then I mean like movie theaters are open now.
Are you serious?
Fuzzies. I went to Fuzzies and I went to go pick up some food, and the wait was like an hour and a half long because everybody I fucked myself though. It was Cinco de Mayo when I went, and
No, that's why.
yeah, and but there were people there like in the booths just eating and sharing a margarita and just
That's crazy.
like nothing ever happened. And it's so surreal because I was sitting there and I just kind of was like taking it all in, and I like at some point I caught myself just kind of relaxing, you know, just like I sat down and I was just like, you know, in my head I didn't really feel like anything was weird. And then it hit me and I was like, yo, what the fuck?
That
It's
is
like
the bizarre thing is
it's like thousands of people
That's
didn't
how
just
it's
die
gonna
from this
be.
pandemic.
right.
That's how it's gonna be like when we eventually flatten the curve and can go out again. Like we're gonna be doing those things again, and it's gonna be like
Yeah.
we're
It's
at a
gonna
bar
feel
right now.
so yeah, it's gonna feel so I mean, bars are even open right now, which is so, like, weird to
That
me.
just blows my mind. Like that like
Yeah.
How can you
bars are like the
even
most dirty like
Oh,
place
yeah.
that
Exactly.
you can go even when they're at their cleanest. So to me, opening bars is one of the stupidest things I've
Oh, it's
simply
terrible.
ever heard.
Did you guys see they cleaned the New York subways overnight for the first time in 130 years?
Oh god,
I
I did not
didn't.
see that.
Does it
A
look like
hundred and
notably
thirty
different?
years.
Imagine inhaling dust from, like, the 1800s. You got 1890 dust on that subway
I inhale it and
that you've
I go, you
never
know what? Abe Lincoln, are we really sure about this guy?
How wait, how do you have dust from the like early 19 like is that the same train? They haven't updated it at all?
I think it's
I don't
racist
know.
dust. I think that's what it is, and I
Yeah, I
think
was
that
That's
thinking
what it
that.
explains
is.
why the
That's
subways are so
slave owner dust.
hostile.
That's
Right.
slave owner
Plantation
dust in there.
dust.
Yeah. That's how it's killing people. That's where the coronavirus comes from.
That's why New Yorkers have such like
The
thick,
hatred
heavy
the hatred
accents.
that their city was built on.
They have that heavy, like abrasive accent specifically because they've been
It's all the
inhaling racist dust for
yeah,
forever.
it's all the dust they've been inhaling.
Yeah, it's like slave owner dust, and they're just like, you know what? I'm not sure about that guy. And they get all
They
pissed
walk onto the
off.
subway. They walk onto the subway and take a deep breath. They're like, you know, I think this whole virus thing's a hoax. You know,
Then
It's
they get
just
off
stupid dust.
the subway and they're out of that trance immediately.
immediately they start when they're on the train. They start having some suspect racial thoughts. You know, they get off
Invasive
the
racism.
they get off the train. They're like, wow, I was kind of being a jerk back there.
Clenching
Oh
their
well.
purse a little bit. Why am I doing that?
Whoa, this guy. Whoa,
What
whoa.
is going on? Um, But I had that when I went to Chicago, though. Like driving in, my head, not the whoa, hang on. I didn't have invasive racist thoughts when I went to
Yeah, I
Chicago.
had a
I
little
would've-
bit of racism when I was in Chicago.
When I went to Chicago, I had a little bit of
I
racism.
seen a couple guys walking down the street, and it just pissed me off.
I said, put your hood down, okay?
Pull your pants up.
Pull your pants up.
Just in regards to like, I guess having like a mental thing when you go into the city. I had like a severe headache for 45 minutes when I got close enough to the city that it started to like smog a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the smog.
I
Yeah.
had never
Oh, the race.
experienced that. Like it was crazy driving in
Oh,
that
yeah.
like my
You see
my
all that,
breathing was a little bit heavier because I'm just not used to it. Like St. Louis is where we're close, obviously, but it's just nothing compared to like Chicago, and then nothing compared to New York. That I think if I went to
Not
New
at all.
York,
You'll be
I would
like-
just have an asthma attack and die. Like
Yeah.
You'll be like on the highway 20 minutes outside of Manhattan, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
You're like, you
I-
can smell it. You can smell it.
yeah, that's how it
St.
was for
Louis is
Chicago.
just
Everybody was
too-
like that.
St. Louis is just too spread out. Like it's there. It's just
Right.
too
Uh-huh.
spread out to really feel it. Imagine though, like I'm sure you guys have probably seen that article where they said there's like cities in China that have been able to see the sky for like the first time in like 80
LA
years
was
or
the
something
same
like
way.
that.
You could see the mountains or something, or it was like
Yeah,
Because
hills
of
or
all the
something.
people that didn't go outside anymore.
Yeah.
All
It's
the
like-
water in Venice, all the water in like Italy was clear.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how easily and how quickly the Earth just bounced back from not having that many people on the planet anymore?
Oh, 100%. And as a fact, by the way, if you're, in my opinion, if you're still like in disbelief of humans impacting the environment in a negative way, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
global warming to an extreme,
Yeah.
if you're still in disbelief of at least global warming or like pollution affecting the planet at like a very base level, if you're still in denial of that after quarantine, holy fuck.
I'm really
Like,
hoping that
how
this
dumb are you?
quarantine makes
Yeah.
people kind of focus on different things, focus on things
Right.
that matter, because there's
100%.
If this pandemic overall hasn't opened your eyes on any of that,
and nothing will,
which is
you
yeah.
know,
100%.
until we're all dead, because there's just no way that this magnitude of a catastrophe can happen and then
Like these people that are protesting and calling nurses communists
oh
Right.
god,
because they can't go back to work.
yeah, because they're a high-end lawyer or something and they have all
Mhm.
that money that they're just sitting around and staring at it, and they start to realize that they went wrong in life and they're not happy and they hate their spouse.
It's the divorce rate will be an interesting thing to look at the very end of this.
I'm excited to see this whole
The
new
baby boom
generation
rate.
of humans that just pop out of nowhere when this
The
quarantine's
baby
over.
boom rate. The whole world is going to be an orgy when we get out of this.
It's going to be, if it isn't already now. You know, I mean, people are
So-
inside and they have nothing to do.
So what you're saying is we're all going to Tristan's house. That's what you're saying.
That's
Yep.
exactly what I'm
Tristan, will your sister be there?
saying.
No,
I'm
she
asking
might
for
be
a friend.
working.
I'm asking for a friend. I'm a
If we
taken
could be
man.
Think
asking
about it,
for
like
it.
we're gonna. I mean, like what happened with the baby boomers? You know, they all came back from
Oh,
war
yeah.
and they're fucking. You know,
Well, what are they doing
we're
now in
basically gonna
quarantine,
have
bro?
the
Like,
exact same, if not probably more, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna have a bigger impact on the population now than the baby boomers, which is like insane to think about.
let's
All
all
those people that are
switch.
gonna be born that had never seen 9/11 happen, or
Let's
had
all
never was
switch for
never
the
alive.
very end of this because we went back to COVID, and I think every conversation ends up at COVID. I want to point out that at the very beginning of this podcast, we talked about this being a job interview. And Elijah was quoted as saying, I don't want to go off the rails, a little.
and then
And then we
And then we went off the rails.
completely went off, which is great. I mean, it was awesome.
If that's not how this podcast goes every time, I'll be disappointed.
100%. But for what I want to get at, moreover, is I think every single conversation nowadays gets derailed into talking about the coronavirus.
I think
And
that's just
so-
how
Oh
it-
yeah,
I think
it
that's
will
just
be
how
for a
it is.
long time.
right.
Because it's like anything that you talk about will remind you that life isn't the same anymore, you know?
Right.
And everything that, if we do talk about COVID, I mean, this is history. We're never going to, hopefully, never going to see anything like this again. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But we
Just
haven't seen anything like it ever
the
in the past.
2020 PTSD that we have has us going, hopefully, knock on
Please.
wood.
Please. Dude, I'm gonna be like 65, and my
Who
grandson
knows?
will
Maybe
come in coughing from school or something.
I can't wait.
Ryan Seacrest is the president of the United States.
God no. God please no. I can't wait for my kids to be like, I'm bored. And I'll be like,
And you're
let
like,
me
oh
let me
yeah?
tell you a little fucking something about boredom, motherfucker. And I'm just
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
go full PTSD like a dad from Nam.
You
I'm
just
just gonna
start
lose it.
losing it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Just
gonna be
start
brutal.
your face starts shaking.
Anytime we hear that,
Drop
yeah.
my cup of coffee.
Anytime we hear the word boredom, like we'll just
Oh,
trigger
God.
it. We'll trigger out anytime.
We'll all drop our RMFD mugs and our flashbacks.
You know what's gonna be awful is because every traumatic incident becomes funny at some point in time, right? Like at some point,
Right.
people are gonna make edgy jokes about it. We're gonna be like 45 or something, and we're gonna hear our kids say a coronavirus joke, and we're like, "That's not fucking funny."
I'm gonna smack
Right?
my kid in the face.
Oh,
I will
Backhand him.
It's gonna
actively
be
I will
never be that
backhand him
way.
across the
they're
room.
gonna be the new 9/11 jokes,
Oh no,
you
the
know,
first time that my kid tells a coronavirus joke, I will probably buy
beating
him
that
ice cream.
ass, dude.
Oh no, I will probably buy him ice cream. The exact opposite. I will be a huge person and like I'm making coronavirus jokes now. Like I'm
Yeah,
getting
I
ahead
will
of the
lock
curve.
him.
Get ahead of the
If my
curve.
kid makes a
Be edgy
coronavirus
now.
joke, my kid makes a coronavirus joke, I will lock him in his room for however long this pandemic is.
I
You're
will
like,
say
it's not fun
Tristan.
being in
Tristan.
quarantine, is it?
Tristan is taking
Not
it
funny now.
super harsh because I've watched you call people out, and it's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Tristan, to watch you get just furious. You went off on a 10-minute tangent when I called you the other day. Just, well, it was a couple weeks ago. Just livid about
I don't
people with
remember that.
quarantine. I can tell you
Oh.
where I was, and you were just on a tirade because you were just like,
scared Joe.
well, a little bit, because he was just like, these guys, they're just, everybody's gonna die, because these idiots are just out. They gotta get my nails done. It's like, really, no one's gonna see your nails, and you were just, it was a little bit of RMFD energy. I'll give you that.
I
It was
Love
don't
it.
remember. I
Well,
don't
he
remember
blacked
that.
out. He blacked out with
because
his
time
I
is
rage.
probably
relative.
did.
Time
I
is.
probably woke up. I probably woke up on the floor or
Fucking
something.
nails and.
Tristan's becoming an alcoholic during this time. He's just yelling
I
at kids
yes,
in all
I
outside.
have.
reality, in all
Actually have.
reality, in by making like alcohol an essential substance or
Oh,
whatever, like an
God
essential
bless.
business, how many people are gonna have issues coming out of this? Because that's all they've been doing. I
Oh,
mean, you know damn well people are probably just getting loaded in their
my
own
brother has a
house.
Mhm.
pyramid of he made a pyramid of White Claw cans. And by my brother I meant me. By
You
my
meant
brother
you.
I meant that I have a pyramid
We're
of White Claws.
I guess, Joe, it's all right.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
We're here for you. Don't
Alright,
worry,
Joe.
buddy.
I'm so sorry, but it just happened, and
You know, it's okay. We all understand.
I don't know how they got there. Okay.
You know, I'm not disappointed that you're drinking again. I am extremely disappointed about the White Claws, though. I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
able to
more
forget
disappointed about the White Claw than
that.
the
Yeah,
drinking.
listen, I just
I've
want
never
to
drank a
say,
White Claw.
listen, I just want to say that if you're the athletic god that I am,
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
right? It's just I think I deserve to lose it a little
Joe's
bit.
buying a pair of board shorts now as he's drinking his White
He's
Claw.
he's sponsored. He's sponsored by White Claw. That's why
Buying
he's
is
saying.
He's looking.
implies that I'm doing it now. I would say bought and wearing. I would say
He's just
He's
saying all
looking. He's looking for bro tanks right now as we speak.
this.
Why are
At
you
the
assuming that I'm
cart.
not wearing this right now? We
I'm
don't have
assuming, that's
video
exactly
for a
what I'm
reason.
assuming. I assume everyone that makes a podcast doesn't wear pants. That's my first
Are you
assumption.
not wearing pants?
I am naked right now.
I think this is a good place to end it, boys.
I think, and that's all the time we've got now.
Perfect. Okay. Anybody have anything they want to say before we end it?
I'm good. I think that was a good pilot right
I think
there.
this was solid.
Intro.
Yeah, I think this was
Mhm.
solid. I want to encourage every single person, and by single person I mean like there's probably not gonna be a lot of people, but anybody who listens to this podcast
Please subscribe.
to subscribe,
Yeah.
to like, if you're listening
Share
to it
it.
on another platform, do whatever you can there, whether it's a review or not. Comment
Yeah.
any pros and cons. Tell me how many times that I said like. I will
Feedback.
give $10. I will.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
kidding. I will
Oh, we're
give
throwing
$10.
money in
No,
it
you
now.
can't afford that.
I will give $10 to whoever
What's
does
the
a
name of the
like.
podcast, Joe?
Three broke dudes.
Three broke dudes.
And
Three
$10
broke
is
dudes.
my life savings. I will give $10 to whoever can count how many times each of us said like.
Oh man,
Oh boy.
And then
that's not
we'll...
$10 per like, is it?
No, hell no. I would I would die. Like I would not. I am
Listen,
broke.
I know you're getting all these unemployment checks, but you can't just go flashing your money
Hey,
around
come on
Joe.
now. Yeah.
It has been very,
It
very
goes against the
bizarre.
name of the podcast. It's been one episode.
I do think it's great. I think we're all on unemployment.
That's yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty.
It's three broke dudes.
Three broke
Anyway,
dudes.
yeah. So like, subscribe, all that jazz. If we get enough viewership and likes, we'll probably put it on other platforms. Originally, this will go up on YouTube. We could probably move it to other platforms if there is the need for it, like Spotify, iTunes, etc. So please
Share
support
it with
the
your friends,
podcast.
family.
Yep.
We all
Oh,
know
yeah.
you're not. We all know you're not doing anything right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah.
for real.
It's
If people
quarantine.
don't comment and like now with nothing else to do, you know they just don't fucking like you.
Exactly. So I'll take it as a personal offense. Elijah will take it as a personal offense. Tristan will, and RMFD will hunt you down. So at the end of the day,
Yep.
share it on your socials. It takes no time, but it's a huge help. So we hope you had a good day,
broke
and
dudes.
don't hate us for switching the topic right off of the interview.
We never
We
got
hope
to
you
Tristan's
enjoyed
interview.
this.
No, but if I was to give anybody the position, neither of you are getting it. I just got word that RMFD is quitting his position at.
You didn't even hear what I had to say. You didn't even
No,
give me a
but
chance.
but I'll say you gave a hell of an argument for RMFD. So I mean,
You did,
Okay.
and now
You
we
kind
are
of
pursuing him as a
interviewed for him.
candidate. Neither of you had
RMFD is
the
the king.
moxie. Oh, 100%.
that's all right. I'll
Hey,
lose
we
to
gotta
him.
we gotta make RMFD shirts for this podcast.
Yeah, we do. He's not even gonna know
That is
he's
way down the
famous
line.
overnight.
That is way down the line. Okay.
Way down the line.
All right.
We said all right. All right, everybody,
If
have
you
a good
guys
day.
want an RMFD shirt, subscribe.
Tristan,
and share.
words of wisdom to end it. Go.
I got nothing. That's my words of wisdom.
See you guys.